Let's get into present moment. Look around, find those 3 things you can see or hear. Breathing in through the nose, out through an open mouth. 3 things that you can feel. 3 things that you can hear. Let's get yourself into this moment. I teach a grief yoga class, and I always ask if any of my students used any of the strategies. It's a 4-week session, and they say that present moment thing at night or when they start to feel anxious is really helpful in getting grounded into the moment. When stuff starts to your mind starts to tell stories and play games with you, just get into present moment. Use that as a strategy, as a skill. 3 things that you can hear, 3 things that you can see, 3 things that you can feel in your body, and then just start with the breath. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose now. Just notice the physical sensations of the breath moving into the nostrils and down the throat. And as you exhale, feel the physical sensations of the body resting on the earth. Feel the contact of all the different parts of your body touching the earth. Breathing in, I feel the air moving into my nostrils. Breathing out, feeling the physical sensation of the body on the floor. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. There's a story that I wanted to share with you today that I read 2 years ago. I look back in my notes, and this was from 2019. So I just want to reiterate this because I think it's an important story as we come into busyness of our lives and things start to get a little bit more hectic and joyful. So once upon a time, a daughter complained to her father that her life was miserable and that she didn't know how she was going to make it. She was tired of fighting and struggling all the time, and it seemed just as one problem was solved, another one soon followed. Her father, as chef, took her to the kitchen. He filled 3 pots with water and placed each on a high fire. Once they began to boil, he placed the potatoes in 1 pot, the eggs in the 2nd pot, and coffee beans in the 3rd pot. He let them sit and boil without saying a word to his family. And the daughter moaned and impatiently waited, wondering what he was doing. After 20 minutes, he turned off the burners. He took the potatoes out of the pot and placed them in a bowl. He took the boiled eggs out and placed them in a bowl. He then ladled the coffee out and placed it in a cup. Turning to her, he asked, "Daughter, what do you see?" "Potatoes, eggs, and coffee," she hastily replied. "Look closer," he said, "and touch the potatoes." She did and noticed that they were soft. And then he asked her to take an egg and break it. After pulling off the shell, she observed the hard-boiled egg. Finally, he asked her to sip the coffee. Its rich aroma brought a smile to her face. "Father, what does this mean?" she asked. He explained that the potatoes, the eggs, and the coffee beans had each faced the same adversity, the boiling water. However, each one reacted differently. The potato went in strong, hard, and unrelenting, but in boiling water, it became soft and weak. The egg was fragile, with its thin outer shell protecting its liquid interior until it was put in boiling water. Then the inside of the egg became hard. However, the ground coffee beans were unique. After they were exposed to the boiling water, they changed the water and created something new. "Which one are you?" he asked the daughter. "When adversity knocks on your door, how do you respond? Are you a potato, an egg, or a coffee bean?" Things happen around us and things happen to us, but the only thing that matters is what happens within us. And just take a moment to think about which you might be. If you're anything like me, you weave in and out of all of them at different times, but you can use your yoga practice to be the coffee. Come into the process and become part of it without becoming soft and weak or hard and unrelenting. just savoring each sip of life. Bringing the hands to the heart space, finger to finger, palm to palm. Set an intention for class today, whether it's for yourself or for somebody else who might need your hard work a little bit more. And then together under this beautiful sky today, let's unite ourselves as one. We're so much stronger as one. Chant that sound of Om 3 times. So as you're ready, exhale fully. Inhale. Om. Bow your head to your heart. Release your hands, blink your eyes open, lift your head, extend your legs long. And give yourself anything you need to get yourself in a position that we'll be able to move forward with our practice. I'm still thinking of Ed's organ recital. Good one. All right, let's pee floppy. Rotate from the top of the leg bone. Hi, Cassie. Good morning. All right, now switch the legs, however they were, make them in a different position now. And let's see how long and tall you can grow out of your spine. So internally rotate the thighs if you need to a little bit to get the sitting bones grounded. Pelvis is level, spine lifts long, shoulders roll up, and then take the fingers out to the side of the mat or on the blanket, wherever you are. And then just another gentle roll of the shoulders back as you lift the heart. And walk the fingers out just a smidge more. Feel that first initial stretch across the top of the shoulders and the finger and down the arms. Full breath in, and as you exhale, lower the chin in the direction of the chest. Maintain that space for your golden egg. Release the right hand onto your thigh and then sweep the chin so the right ear is over the right shoulder. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, walk your fingers out even another millimeter. Just get that stretch until you feel that nice space between the earlobe and the shoulder. Get a little bit longer. Play around with your jaw. That helps you get different sensation, jutting the jaw forward. And then release that. Soften your left hand, bring it back to your thigh and sweep your chin back towards your chest and then go the other direction. So left ear in line with left shoulder and walk the right fingertips out to the side and let them crawl just another 1/4 inch. Invite a softening from earlobe to shoulder all the way down to those fingertips, and use your breath. Whatever burden you carry, just allow it to, for a second, just to roll down the shoulder, down the arm, and into a puddle by your fingers. What does it feel like not to carry burden? And then bring that hand back to your thigh, sweep your chin back towards your chest and lift your head up. Fingertips onto the shoulder now and start to rotate the elbows in those circles. This is always a good way to start your yoga practice. If you don't know what to do, we do this every single week. So it's always elbows up, back, down, and around. And just start to notice sensation in the shoulders and in the chest. One more full circle. Take a nice breath in, and as you exhale, point your elbows forward and soften your shoulders down. Actually, just take your fingertips and invite them to soften down. Draw the elbows in the direction of each other and lower the chin toward the chest into a little bit of cat. When you're ready to take a breath in, lift and lengthen, open the heart space, keep the shoulders soft, draw the elbows toward each other, taking your eye gaze up toward the seam of the ceiling and the wall, not kinking your neck. Good. Now with your breath, exhale, draw the elbows toward each other, chin to the chest, round. And inhale, lift and lengthen, open that heart. What do you notice about the back body, the shoulder blades? Exhale, round. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Do you feel any sensation in the pelvis? Do you feel the sitting bones rolling on your blanket? Just move with your own breath. Pay attention to what you notice about the shoulder blades, the spine, the pelvis, the hip. Last one. Good. Now take your arms out to the side. Open and close your hands. And then make some bear claws with your fingers and rotate from the top of your shoulder blade. Keep the elbows soft. And then open those arms back out. Palms face up, palms face back and around. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back and down. Good. Last one, inhale. Now straighten your arms long. Rotate the arms so that your palms face away from you as you bend the elbows. And slide your hands back behind your back gently. Press the hands into the lower pelvis and use that to help lift your heart space up a bit more as you point the elbows back behind you. Feel the shoulder blades draw together. So use your muscle energy to squeeze your shoulder blades as they lean in for that little kiss. Could you just picture those little shoulder blades with big lips? I can't reach you. All right, one more. And then release that. Bring the hands back down to your side. Now take your right arm out to the side, rotate it again out to the side, rotate it again so that the thumb is pointing down. Bend the elbow and slide it behind your back. Now being very mindful of the shoulder and whether you have shoulder injury, this may be your stopping point. But if you feel like you can slide it even further back and do prayer pose at your left side waistline. See what reaches. If not, then just maybe the fingertips touch each other. But we're bringing palm to palm, elbows point back. Find your breath. And then gently release that side Anjali Mudra. Release the hand as it came out. So the palm still facing back. Rotate it back forward and lower that right arm down. We'll go to the other side. Left arm points out. Rotate from the top of the shoulder, palm faces away. Bend at the elbow, start to slide the hand back behind you and very slowly, see if it wants to come to the opposite side, right side of the body, bringing the hands to Anjali Mudra or just touching the fingers back behind you. No forcing, no pulling, no tugging. Keep the heart lifted, breathing in, breathing out. And release the Anjali Mudra, gently slide the hand back out and roll those shoulders out, forward, up, back, down, and around. I have this new theory. I take something off and it goes inside out. So the next time I put it on, I wear it inside out. When I take it off again, it's right side out. That's my new thing. So you might see me wearing things inside out.
You're saving lots of time.
Saving lots of time. All right, take the fingers out to the side again, turn the palms up, reach the arms up overhead, full breath in. Lower the left hand down, crescent over towards that left side, keep rooted, and then inhale, exhale twice, inhale, lengthen, exhale, crescent. This is my crescent series. One more time, stay here, lengthen up, gently twist towards the left and lower your hand down to your left knee. Bring that opposite hand, that left hand up to goalpost, lengthen, draw the belly in, and take your right shoulder towards your right knee. Keep that top arm in goalpost or reach it up overhead, or bring the upper arm in line with the ear for a big, huge stretch. Cross that whole left side body. Lengthen back up, gently draw the belly in, twist back towards center. Take that left hand, place it on your right shoulder, and then sweep the other arm underneath. Draw the chin to the chest, round to your back body to cat. Inhale, lengthen back up, lift your elbows, and bring the backs of the hands toward each other for eagle pose. If that's too much, bring elbow to elbow, forearm to forearm. Soften the chin in the direction of the chest and press your elbows forward and tip your hands down just a little bit to accentuate that stretch in the back body. Release the arms, sweep them up overhead again. Inhale here. Find that right hand. We're going to lower the right hand down to the right side and crescent over towards the right. Opening up between that hip and rib, lift and lower a couple times. So inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, stay here, draw the belly in and lengthen, twist toward the right and bring that left hand down to the right knee. Right hand comes to goalpost, roll the shoulder back, palm faces your ear, and then take that left shoulder toward the left knee. Top arm can stay where it is or reach overhead, or bring that upper arm in line with the ear. Keep your core strong. Let the core support you rather than the arms. Don't collapse into this. Use your side body muscles to lift back up, come back towards center. Take that right hand, bring it to the left shoulder, sweep the other arm underneath, chin to the chest, round the back. Inhale, lift the elbows up, bring the backs of the hands together or forearm to forearm. Soften your shoulders down, chin toward the chest, press the hands away from you. Big stretch across the back body. Release that, sweep the arms up overhead, big breath in, palms together and hands down to the heart. Good. Let's take those legs out. Wide forward fold. So we're gonna start with the legs wider than mat distance apart, holding on to the underside of the thighs. Come up on the heels of the feet. Pull your hands into the underside of the thighs and lift your heart space through it just a bit. A little cow pose here. Neutralize the spine, so come to neutral spine, but hinge from your hip crease. So use your hands to help hinge a straight spine forward, and then slowly start to lower the heels only as far as the spine stays in position. So you may not go all the way. We're just trying to get a nice stretch in those hamstrings, keeping the lower back and the pelvis out of it. Squeak, squeak, squeak. All right, flex the feet. Take a breath here. Notice where you feel the sensation in the backs of the legs. Hopefully no sensation in the lower back. All right, one more time. So lift to a neutral spine, bend the knees, hold on to the backs of the legs, hinge forward with a straight spine, slowly start to lower the feet down. So why do we go to all that effort to do a forward fold? We're doing that so that we can keep the spine long rather than rounding it coming into that. It takes the pelvis out of the equation because we're already hinging forward. Bring your hands out in front if that feels good. Pause for another breath. Keep pressing out through the heels of the feet. Lift and spread your toes, hips, toes, and knees all pointing up. Okay. And then slowly walk yourself back. Hands under the knees, bend the knees, and bring them to that 90-90. So bend the knees, flex the feet a lot. Bend the knees, come to a 90-90. So your hip and your knee are in alignment. Your knee and your ankle are in alignment. All right, so reach the arms up overhead. Gently twist toward that front right thigh. Lower the arms down. Lengthen that spine and hinge forward over that thigh. This is a modified pigeon pose. So if this hurts your knees a lot, obviously you don't do this, okay? Because it's tough on the knees. Stacy, how's that on that side?
Good.
Okay, so the other side that might be tricky.
No, my knees do this. It just doesn't do lunges.
Oh, okay. All right, press down, lift up, take a breath, stay here. And exhale, hinge up and over. Keep the spine nice and long. Now you could see this would turn into a full pigeon pose if you extended your left leg back behind you. And that's always an option for those of you who are used to this type of pigeon pose. But this is a really good starting way of doing pigeon. Lift back up. Press all the way back up. Rock those knees side to side. We all have one side stickier than the other, so pay attention to that. Next time those knees are over toward the left, leave them there. Come to 90-90, flex the feet. Reach the arms up overhead, twist towards that front left thigh, lower the arms down, lengthen that spine and hinge forward over the side. So the belly's kind of resting in the direction of the thigh, the inner thigh. Again, if you feel pain in your knee, you can bend your knee more, you can bring it forward toward the midline. Don't suffer, right? Lift back up, take a breath, and then exhale, hinge forward again. Feel that in your outer hip? Yeah. And then press back up. And we're going to come all the way onto our knees now on a blanket. All right, so we're going to do a little, instead of tabletop, we're going to do it from our knees. So make sure you got a nice blanket and make sure you have blocks within reach so you can grab them. Are they okay on their knees? All right, everybody get situated. Maybe do some circles with your wrists while we're waiting for everybody to find their comfy spot. All right, and if this doesn't work for you on your knees, you can do this from a chair. That would take a little finagling. Okay, hands on the hips and find one of your blocks, place it on your left side. Extend your right leg out to gate pose. It's going to go wherever your hip and your knee is happiest, okay? So move that right leg out to the right side. You can be on the heel of the foot if that feels better, or you can turn your sole of your foot down. As you're ready, reach those arms up overhead, get long, engage the core, squeeze the glutes, and lower your right hand down to your right thigh. Root down through that left side and crescent over that extended leg. Feel an enhanced stretch in that inner thigh of the right leg. So kind of press the thigh bone down, work the stretch on the inner thigh. Open up through hip and ribs. So we're not turned, our torso's not turned, we're opening our heart forward. Come to a T with your arms, reach long, and then lower your left hand down to the block, right arm reaches up towards the sky. If it's right for you to bring the upper arm in line with the ear, do so, fingertip to heel stretch. Right, you've got the block in your hand, bring the block with you, reach both arms up overhead. Hold on to the block with both hands. We're going to hinge from the hip crease, and come forward with your block. Hands are resting on the block. Press the hands in the block, use that to lengthen the spine, bend the elbows as works for you. You may not even need to bend the elbows or want to bend the elbows. That should accentuate the stretch in the extended leg inner thigh. All right, do you have access to getting your other block? Can you reach for the other block? All right, so now we're going to use the block to help support and shift our weight over to the left as we bring our right foot forward into lunge. Walk the blocks to frame that front foot. Hold on to the block with the left hand, right hand comes to the hip. Lengthen your spine and gently twist towards the right. And press your elbow back, bringing the palm of the hand on the sacrum. Elbow points back. Twist back towards center, hold on to the blocks. Walk your blocks back to your back left thigh. And extend your right leg forward into a pyramid. Take your awareness to your hip crease on that right leg. So get tall and long. Press that right hip crease back a little bit, lengthen, and then we're going to lift and hinge over with a straight spine so the belly button comes toward the thigh, not the nose to the knee. Use your blocks as a support for whatever you need to be. Try to isometrically draw the heel of your right leg toward you. So you're kind of using your muscle energy to pull that heel towards you to accentuate this stretch and the strength in that leg. Take a breath in, lengthen back up. As you exhale, hinge forward again, isometrically draw that heel towards your hip and press the thigh bone down as the belly button reaches for the thigh. Good. All right, walk your blocks back forward, take a bend to that knee. We're going to put that knee back to its original position and extend the left leg out. One block's going to come to your right side. The other one is going to stay within reach somewhere and come up on that one knee. Reach the arms up overhead, full breath in. Reach down through that right side as you crescent over to the left. So feel that stretch all the way from the psoas to the ribs. And come to a T. You got that block on the right side, reach for the block. Other arm can go up overhead or to wherever is comfortable for you. Keep pressing the opposite foot down into the earth, the extended leg into the earth. Press the hand into the block and use that to really lengthen and reach. So stretch and pull with your side body. Beautiful. Wow, you guys look great. All right, use your side body muscles to bring the block up with you. Hold on to it with both hands. Going to hinge from the hip crease, so send your sitting bones back, keep the spine long, and bring the blocks to the block out in front of you. If it's more comfortable, use 2 blocks. You got it there. You can use 2 blocks. Press the hands into the 1 or 2 blocks, lengthen, bend the elbows as you see fit to accentuate that stretch in that extended leg, inner thigh. Breathe in and out. That's why we stretched that before we did this, that wide forward fold stretch. But this gets it a little bit deeper. All right, lift back up. Slowly use the blocks to help shift your weight to the right. Find a way to bring your left foot forward and place the blocks between. So frame the foot. The right hand's going to stay on the block, left hand to your hip. Press the hand into the block to lengthen the spine. Draw that belly in and twist towards the left. That left hand's going to rotate back so the palm of the hand is resting on the sacrum. Fingertips pointing towards your tailbone. Keep your heart lifted. Really nice. Good. And rotate back to center. Hold on to those blocks. Walk them back behind your back towards your back thigh. Extend your front leg. Press that left leg down into the earth. Heels down, toes towards the nose, lifted and spread. Hip crease is going to press back. So as you're isometrically drawing that heel back, you'll notice that hip crease. Pulling back a little bit. Lengthen and then hinge forward. Belly button over the thigh. Ooh, which leg is tighter? Guess which one of mine is tighter? Ooh. Breathe into it. What's happening with your teeth and your jaw? Lift and lengthen, full breath in. And exhale, hinge forward again. All right, soften your knee, walk your blocks forward, and use them to help you to come to standing in whatever way is easiest for you. Place the blocks in front of you. Everybody okay? But not the word for it. It's a lot of muscles. It's a lot of muscles, doesn't it? Okay, let's do a little loose coat sleeves. Our loose coat sleeves. What do you feel in your lower back? What do you notice in your shoulder? All right, and shake it out. Come to mountain pose. Feet are rooted. Soften the knees as you reach the arms up overhead. Draw the belly in. Slide the shoulder blades down the back body just a little bit. Strong and stable here. Mountain pose, power pose. Breathe in. Exhale, turn the palms away. Arms are going through that warm honey. They're active and engaged. Again, inhale, arms up. And exhale, arms down. Not just going through the motions. You're active and engaged. Inhale, arms up. Right stays up, left goes down, and trickle those fingers down toward your left heel. Keep rooting down through that right side, so kind of press that right side in. Use your side body muscles to lift back up. We'll go to the other side, lower that hand down, crescent over towards the right. Reach both arms up overhead again. Find that right hand, right goes forward, left goes back. Stay at shoulder height, palms facing forward, thumbs are up. Take a breath in as the arms reach overhead, twist back to center. Find that left hand, left forward, right back. And reach arms up overhead again, palms together, and hands come down to the heart. Potato, coffee, or egg. Breathe in and breathe out. All right, take the arms out to the side, rotate from the top of the shoulders again. Bend the elbows like you're doing that little, and then slide the hands back behind you. Press the hands into the pelvis, right? The top of the pelvis, roll the shoulders back, soften the knees, and lift your heart space up. Release that. Keep the right hand where it is. Take the left arm out to the side and slide that right arm back behind you until the palm, maybe the fingers come to your left side body, and then bring your left hand to meet your right hand wherever it is. It's easier standing than it is sitting. Okay, soften your shoulders down and back. Come out the way you came in, so slide that right hand gently back out. Take your time. Arms out to a T. Internally rotate the left arm, bend the elbow, slide it back behind your back. Maybe it reaches the side waist, and then palms together. Soften those shoulders back. Any tweaking, pulling, soften it. Don't force it. Shoulders are super duper sensitive about this. They have an attitude. Release the Anjali Mudra and slowly bring that arm back out. Take your time and roll the shoulders out. How's that on that shoulder? You getting better?
Yeah, a little.
Elbow. All right, shake it out. Let's pranam. Let's pranam together. All right, so blocks come to the top of your mat for forward folding. Just going to do a nice flowy forward folding using the core strength, using the breath. Come to your mountain pose. Remember, we hinge from the hip, keep the knees soft, don't compromise the lower back. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come onto the thighs, the shins, or the blocks. Take a moment here now to begin to take your awareness to the top of the thigh bones as you press the tops of the thigh bones back, straightening the knees without compromising the lower back. A little more stretch in the hamstrings and hinge forward just a smidge more. Breathe in and breathe out. This is a calming posture. Feeling anxious, come into this pose. Taps into the nervous system that rest, relax, and digest. Come halfway up from wherever you were, so press those hands into the thighs if you need to. And then exhale, deepen your fold. Come up one of two ways, hands pressing into the thighs for that lower back pain, or hands on the hips with the elbows back to root down through your feet. Breath in and hands to the heart. Now 2 more with the breath. Breathe in, arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, bow forward in gratitude. Bend the knees a lot, come up in the way that works for you. Inhale the arms overhead, palms together, and hands down to the heart. Again, inhale, arms up. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift halfway up, lift that heart. Exhale, deepen the fold. Come up the way that works for you. Inhale the arms overhead, palms together, and hands down to the heart. Right. Okay, great way to greet the day. Okay, Baxter Bell taught me this a long time ago, Yoga for Healthy Aging. And you've done it before. Don't say you loved it, but it's called a sloth walk, And I've got this on my mind because my daughter was just down in Costa Rica and the Galapagos, and she was holding this cute little sloth, and I'm like, oh, let's do the sloth walk. All right, I'm going to do it from the side to show you, but the sloth walk, if you choose to do it, your mission, bend the knees a lot, and you bring your hands down toward the floor, actually. So you're bending your knees a lot, and then you walk the arms out like a little sloth, real slow, and then you walk your feet forward. And then you shift your weight, bring your hands onto your thighs and lift up. So this is kind of a precursor to people who might want to do downward facing dog, okay? So come to the back of the mat. If you don't want to do it, you can just kind of walk down your legs and walk back up again, okay? That's the modification. So let's take a breath in, get that core ready. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come on the thighs, the shins, keep them there, or bend the knees a lot, reach for the floor, walk your hands forward first, just a bit. You know how slowly these little slothies move. Go as far as feels right in your body. And then when you're ready, walk your feet to meet your hands. Keep the knees bent a lot. And then bring the hands up onto the thighs, press on up. Take a breath in, get length, hands to the heart, and lower down. We're going to do that one more time, and I'll give you the opportunity, should you choose, to turn the first part of this into a downward facing dog, which you would then press your sitting bones back, keep the knees bent a lot, but bring the head more in the direction of between the arms, because we'll still come back the same way. Because we've really been opening the shoulders. But if your shoulders have had enough, you're going to do the sloth walk down and back up the legs. Okay? Either way works. Take a breath in, start at the end of your mat. Inhale the arms overhead. Get the core ready as you hinge forward. Slide the hands down the thighs, the shins, maybe the floor. Start to walk your hands forward and take them as wide as the mat. When you get to a good stopping point, really press the head between the upper arms, sitting bones shoot up toward the sky. Knees are still bent a lot. Beautiful. Take a breath. And then slowly walk your feet back to your hands. Hands come on the thighs, press on up. Bring the arms up overhead, palms together, and hands down to the heart. Did that make anyone dizzy? A little bit dizzy? Yeah, okay, we had enough of that.
That means it worked.
What's that?
Does that mean it worked?
That mean it worked. No, so if you're interested in practicing downward dog, start doing sloth walk to build some strength in your upper body. And then eventually you can turn that into like just a couple seconds of downward dog. If that's something that's in your wheelhouse, if that's something you want to even put into your practice, but some people do, and we don't do it very often. Okay. All right. So come to the back of your mat again. And soften those knees. We're going to come to warrior one. And I'm going to offer an invitation to do a humble pose, which is bringing those hands back behind you. Don't do it yet. And then hinging forward should you choose. But your option would be to keep your hands on your thighs and press forward, okay? If your lower back has just had it today. All right, so come to your warrior one. Keep the knees soft, take that right toe, turn it 45 degrees out, and step the left foot forward on a nice wide base of support. You're on railroad tracks here, not on a tightrope. Yeah, so take it a little bit wider, the front foot, the left foot, more out to the edge of the mat. There you go. All right, hands on the hips, and then turn the torso forward as long as it does not affect the back leg or the knee. And then take a gentle bend to that front knee. This is your warrior one legs. Isometrically scissors your legs away from each other so they're active and engaged, feeling strong. Reach the arms up overhead. Take the arms out to the side, rotate the shoulders, bend the elbows, and then slide the hands behind your back, maybe interlacing or just pressing into the back of the pelvis. All right, should you choose to hinge forward, this is your opportunity to hinge forward. If you want to release the hands and put them on your thigh to support, please do that. But lengthen and then lift up and over. You're going to feel that work in that front quad and hamstring. If it's too much, hands come onto the thighs or don't hinge forward quite as much. This is called humble warrior. Head and neck are in alignment. And then as you're ready, press back up. Release the hands, how they came in nice and slowly. Shake the arms out. Hands to the hips. We'll come up on the ball of that back foot and bring that back foot forward. Whatever way you need to. Then do-si-do back to the back of the mat. And we'll go to the other side. Take a breath in. Left toes go 45 degrees. Right foot stays nice and wide. Nice and wide. Collarbones face forward as long as the knees feel okay. Take a bend to the hip. If the knees don't feel okay, you're going to be more open toward the left, all right? But if we can bring those hip points facing forward, squeeze that back glute, squeeze the core, reach the arms up overhead, hip length, take the arms out to the side, internally rotate the arms, bend the elbows, slide them back behind the back. Press, interlace or press into the low pelvis, elbows point back. Draw the belly in, lengthen, hinge forward if you choose. Keep the breath going. Use your Ujjayi breathing here to bring some more strength into this posture if you need it. Good. Feel that front thigh really working, then use the strength of that front leg to lift back up. Remove the, release the arms, shake them out. Hands to the hips, up on the ball of that back foot, and bring the back foot forward. Shake the legs out. Nice. Okay. Let's take a nice medium stance, about as wide as your mat. We're going to come to a goddess routine. So if you want to turn sideways to keep your feet on the mat, you can do that. Turn laterally on the mat. Yeah, this. Start with your hands on the hips. And we're going to just practice first bending the knees, tracking the knees over the feet. We've done a lot of inner thigh opening, so you may find that you can get a little deeper than usual. Now, as you lift up, straighten the knees and squeeze the glutes. Practice that again. Bend the knees, track the knees over the feet. Take a peek and make sure you're using your inner thigh muscles to really open those knees out to the side so the knees are tracked over the feet. Good. Tailbone is pointing down. We're not hinging forward. Tailbone is straight down. All right, squeeze the glutes, lift back up. Come to star, arms out to the side. So this is your inhale, star. Exhale, come to goddess. So now bend the elbows, shoulders are in line with the elbows, palms are facing forward, using inner thigh muscles to open up through the knees. Good. And straighten the knees, extend the arms. One more time, breath in, reach and lengthen. As you exhale, bend the knees, come to goddess. And now bring the hands onto the thighs, keeping the knees bent. We're going to hinge forward from this position. So lengthen and then stick your sitting bones back. Shoot your butt backwards. Rest your hands on your thighs. Support the torso weight with your thighs and feel that stretch on the inner thighs. Breathe in and out. Keep the knees bent, but lift the torso back up. That's the challenge. Bring the arms back to a T and then straighten the knees. Lower the arms down. Okay, can we do that once with the breath? All right, inhale, star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, straighten the knees, the arms back out to a star. And exhale, goddess. Inhale, stay here, but lengthen the spine and draw the belly in. Exhale, hands to the thighs, hinge forward. Hold for the inhale. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, keep the knees bent, but lift the torso. And as you exhale, straighten the arms, straighten the knees. Lower the arms down, heel toe walk your feet back together. Shake your legs out. Oh, okay. Let's do one balance challenge and then we'll get down on the floor. Okay, so find a spot on the wall or find some type of balance prop. And the balance challenge we're going to do is star. So what I want to do a little bit of adduction and abduction first using your glute muscle. So first we're going to just work that and then we'll come to star. Okay, from star, if you choose, you can shift over into airplane. So it's going to build on itself, but you get to pick what you want. Okay, so find your mountain pose. I got to stay close to the mic. So find your mountain pose, shift your weight over to the right. Your options here are to tap the left toe out to the center of the room and back, or pick that foot up, press it out, and then mindfully bring it back in. Press it out, squeeze back toward the midline. Don't out to the side, Stacy. There you go. Laterally out to the side. Squeeze the glute each and every time. Next time you find your leg out, bring the arms to star, holding on to your balance prop or not. And if that's too much, keep the toes connected to the earth. And then this is your final option if you choose, is to come into airplane. So sweep the arms out to a T and sweep the leg back behind you, hips, toes, and knees all pointing down toward the earth. Head and neck are in alignment. Good. One more breath and release that. Shake it out. All right, flip the other way. Shift your weight to the left, really root down that foot, get your core established, get your drishti established. Tap the right foot out to the side and back, or lift it up, flex the foot, keep the muscles strong and engaged. Use your gluteus medius, your little butt muscle, to really draw that leg back to the midline. Don't just let it fall. Use the muscles to bring it back in. Next time you find your leg out to the side, hold it there. Bring your arms to a star. Notice the standing leg. All the work it's doing. And should you choose, if you want to come to airplane, start to sweep your arms out to the side. Palms are facing the floor. Leg, hips, toes, and knees all pointing down. Try not to rotate the pelvis up toward the right. Try to keep the pelvis level. And release that. Whew, shake it out. Okay. All right, let's come on to the floor. Have your blanket nearby and a strap. Okay. Lie on your back with your knees bent and notice where your body goes. Have your strap within arm's reach. Just take a moment to notice your body. Come back to a specific moment in your life when you were either a potato, an egg, or coffee. Or actually, you know what, just think about when you were coffee, when you really adapted to an adversity and you were pretty proud of yourself, or you noticed that, hey, I used my yoga breathing, or I used my quarter-second pause to respond rather than react. A specific thing that happened in the last day, month, hour. You were the rich sip of coffee. All right, let's bring our right foot into the strap. And point the knee toward the shoulder to start. And just get that nice little stretch across the glute and the back of the hamstring first. If you choose to extend your left leg long, go ahead and do that now. And then straighten your foot up toward the leg up toward the ceiling. Soften your shoulders down toward the floor, your elbows on the floor. Soft hold onto that strap.
See if you can't press the foot into the strap, strap into the foot. All right, notice how high that leg gets. Now let's do that PNF we did last week. So bend the knee in toward the chest. Take it over toward the shoulder a little bit and slide the strap down the heel more. Just shimmy it down toward the heel a little bit. All right, your strap is preventing this, but I want you to try to imagine you're going to put your heel down by your hip. The strap is lifting up, the heel is pressing down. You're creating resistance in the back of the leg and in the quad. My leg is shaking. You're working pretty hard here. All right, take a breath in. And as you release, straighten the leg and see if you get a little bit more opening in that hamstring. All right, let's do that one more time. So bring the knee in the direction of the shoulder, the thigh bone toward the belly. Hold onto the strap firmly. Resist the heel from going down toward the hip. So use the strap to create resistance. The heel's trying to press into the hip. The strap is preventing you from doing that. So this is the arm strengthener too, by the way. All right, usually for 5 to 10 seconds, we hold this and then take a breath. And as you exhale, release that, lengthen the leg and draw the toes towards your head. See if you got even a little more movement. So when you engage one muscle, you create relaxation and opening. All right, hold the strap in your right hand. Put your left hand on your left hip point just to make sure your pelvis stays level. And then take that right leg out to the right side. If you're having any pain in your lower back or in your sacroiliac, bend the left knee and take the knee out to Baddha Konasana, out to the left side. Make sure the pelvis is grounded and even on the mat. So only take your leg as far as the pelvis can stay even on. See if you can't draw those toes toward your head a little bit, get a little more stretch in those inner thighs. We've been working really hard today. And then use your leg muscles to lift that leg back up and take it over to the other side. Let the right hip come up off the earth. Right arm stays on the earth, shoulder reaches for the earth, but don't compromise the spine to get the twist. And look over your right fingertips. Now press out through the heel of the foot a little bit more and see if you get more stretch in the outer leg. You walkers will particularly feel that. All right, and then use the strength of your leg to lift back up and swap your feet out. Start with it on the ball of the foot. Notice where your baseline is, and we have already stretched our hamstrings a bunch, so this isn't totally authentic, but we'll see if we get a little bit more stretch than where we are. So see where you are. And then bend the knee as you slide the strap toward the heel of the foot. Bring the knee in the direction of the left shoulder and the thigh on the belly. And then try to press the heel toward the hip as you resist it with the strap. Resist, 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 resist. Knee is bent, thigh bones near the belly. Resist, resist, resist. Another couple seconds. And then release that, lift the leg, and then draw the foot towards your head. If you got a little bit more stretch. And then we'll do that one more time. Slide it toward the heel. Heel presses toward the hip. Strap prevents it from happening. Creates resistance. Feel the heat building up in that upper leg. 2 more breaths. And then as you're ready, release it and straighten the leg and pull it towards your head. If you got any more stretch. All right. Hold on to the strap with your left hand. Right hand comes to the right hip. Anyone with SI instability, bend that right knee, take it out to Baddha Konasana. Keep the pelvis level on the mat. So adjust, make little adjustments. Use your breath. What are you holding on to? What are you grasping onto? Use your leg strength to lift that leg back up. Cross it over toward the right side, letting that left hip pop up. Right arm comes out to a T, shoulder releases toward the earth. Once you're there, press out through the heel of the foot and lengthen your leg a little bit longer. You may not be able to go as far. Looking for a stretch on the outer thigh and calf. Look over your left fingertips. And then the strap comes back to center, leg comes back to center, and take the strap off. Place the hands on the kneecaps with the fingers pointing toward the heel and just rock side to side first. Massage that lower back. And with the feet together, take the knees away from each other, rowing. Keep the breathing steady. And then take your rowing the other direction. All right, keep the knees into the chest and just hold on to the left leg. Wrap the hands around the left leg. Extend the right leg toward the ceiling. I'm going to do Debbie Martin's core strengthener. So if you choose, here's your choices. You can either heel toe tap your right leg, so bend the knee, heel toe tap, or slowly lower the right leg down to the short end of the mat, keep it hovering, and then bring the knee back into the chest. And then we switch. We wrap our arms around our right leg, lift the left leg toward the ceiling. You're going to either heel toe tap, heel toe heel, and bring it back in, or slowly lower it down to the short end of the mat and then bring it back into the chest. All right, so with the breath, hold on to the left leg. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, right leg taps or lowers. Inhale, the right knee to the chest. Exhale, switch the arms, hold on to the right leg. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left leg lowers. Inhale, left knee to the chest. Exhale, switch the arms. Now we're on the right. Inhale, right leg lifts up to the sky. Exhale, right leg lowers to the floor or taps. Inhale, right knee comes back to the chest. Exhale, wrap your right leg in a hug. Inhale, left leg lifts toward the sky. Exhale, left lower taps or lowers to the earth. Inhale, left knee to the chest. Exhale, wrap the left side. Now with your breath, inhale, you do it yourself a few times.
This is a good home practice thing to do. And if you do it yourself, you'll be more likely to remember it. Use that core strength too. And if you want more sensation in the core, the knee that you're holding, press it away from you a little bit. So you have to tap into that TA muscle talked about last week. A couple more each side. Good. And when you've had enough of that, bring the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. That can get really meditative too.
Press your hands on your knees and push your knees away from you so that your arms are straight, holding onto your kneecaps. And this is a passive lumbar release. So your arms are straight, they're holding up the weight of your legs. Your feet are floppy. Now we know nothing good lasts too long, so flex the feet and bring the feet parallel to the floor. Hold on to the legs, or if you want more core strengthening, release the arms out to a T. We're going to tick-tock. So keeping the knees hip distance apart, gently tick-tock over to the right so that you're over about 2 o'clock. Use your core strength to come back to center and then tick-tock over to the left. So you're pointing to about 10 o'clock. Back to center, we're going to add on to this. Tick-tock to the right and straighten your top leg. Straighten the top leg. And bring those knees back to neutral and go back to center. Take a breath in. As you exhale, tick-tock to the left. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Exhale, bend the right leg back and come back to center. One more time each way. Tick-tock to the right. Straighten that top leg. Bend it. Come back to center. If your knees start to come into your chest, push them away a little bit. And lift that top leg. Bend it back in. And release. Draw the knees into the chest. Hold on to the underside of the thighs and rock. Good. Lower the feet down to the floor. And flex your left foot and place that left ankle on top of the right knee. Keep the foot flexed, please. Use your muscle energy to press your left leg away from you. And then play around with some pelvic tilting here. So flatten out your lumbar spine. Notice what you sense in your left outer hip, just by the pelvic tilt. So you flatten out the lumbar spine, press your 12 o'clock into that lumbar spine. Hold it there for a moment. Notice the sensation. Come back to neutral pelvis and lift the right foot up. Thread your hand through, reach for the back of that right thigh. And if you choose, lift the right leg up toward the sky. We've really worked our hamstrings. So make some circles with your ankle, point and flex that foot, and draw that whole contraption in towards your chest for more sensation in the outer hip. Lower the right foot back down to the floor, keep it there, and cross your left leg over top of your right leg. So you're like a lady sitting in a chair. You're going to lift the legs up if you choose by flexing the feet first. Lift the knees up towards your chest and separate your feet away from each other. And hold on to whatever part is accessible. Draw that in towards your chest and notice what you sense about the outer left hip. And then slowly tick-tock slightly over to the right. And a little more sensation in that left outer hip. Breathe into that space. Same muscle that gets stretched in pigeon pose. We've already stretched it once. So the feet can be lifted or stay connected to the earth. Release that, lower the feet down and uncross the legs. Bring the feet together and butterfly the knees out to the side. Breathe in through the nose, out through an open mouth. And one more time, inhale. Good. All right, steady the legs. Lift the right foot up, flex the foot, and place the right ankle on the left knee. First thing you're going to do is take a breath in. As you exhale, use the breath to press that right leg away from you. Come into a little posterior pelvic tilt to accentuate that stretch. Come back to neutral pelvis. Lift the left foot up as you thread the hands through the opening. Reach for the backside of the left leg. Draw it in towards your chest until you feel sensation. And then if you choose, extend your left leg up, make some circles with the ankle, point and flex the foot. But don't forget about the sensation in the outer right hip. Keep wiggling around until you find something. Even a little tick-tock over to the left might accentuate that stretch. Lower the left foot down and cross the right leg over top of the left. Stay here or lift the knees and flex the feet a lot. Separate the feet away from each other and then draw those knees in towards your chest. Tick-tock slightly over to the left. Looking for sensation in the right outer hip. Keep the feet flexed to support the knees. Release that. Lower the feet down, uncross the legs, and draw the knees into your chest. Rock side to side. Put your hands on the underside of your thighs and separate your knees so that your knees are hovering over each shoulder. Flex your feet. Keep your thigh bones exactly where they are and put the feet up towards the ceiling into happy baby legs. Stay right here if this feels good in your body, or reach the arms toward the ceiling. Bring the arms inside between the knees and reach for the shin, the ankle, or the pinky toe side of the feet. And press the knees down toward the shoulder, lengthening the tailbone. So try to keep the tailbone lengthened toward the floor, not lifting your hips up real high. Tick-tock side to side if that feels playful. And then go ahead and release that whole body stretch. Circles with the ankles and the feet. And then do whatever you need to do to settle into your Shavasana. Okay. So take a couple of nice cleansing breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through an open mouth. Do a little biofeedback to calm the nervous system by placing the hands over the heart, imagining an opening in the center of the heart. Breathing in through the opening in the center of the heart into the hands, and as you exhale back from the hands to the heart. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I am breathing out. Easy breath, not controlling or regulating, just following the natural, normal breath. And when it feels natural and normal, go ahead and release the hands and let go of the conscious breath and just allow the breath to breathe itself.
Begin to come back into the space. Just enjoy a full, rich breath in. Take a long, slow breath out. Back to your physical body, beginning to slowly move your fingers and toes. Gently rock your head side to side. Begin bending the knees, rocking them side to side or drawing them into your chest. Massage your lower back. Move and stretch in whatever way feels good in your body. Roll over onto your side. Maybe pause there for a second to just acknowledge that you've done something for self-care today. Continue with that as we move through the busyness of the holidays as they come up. And press your hands into the earth. Come to a comfortable seat with your hands in your heart space. Visualize the potato, the egg, and the coffee again, and decide which one you choose to be. Bow your head to your own practice. And blink your eyes open, knowing that all the light and love in my heart honors that light and love in all of yours. Namaste.